2026 is coming in fast, y'all. And I'm stepping into it as a full-time content creator, mom, walking in my faith as a woman, and navigating a new season of life. So today I'm sharing how I am preparing for 2026 in this new season. I'm not just writing one big goal list for 2026. I'm breaking things down into categories of my life, so nothing important gets lost, right? So the breakdown of the 6, I know, normally I do 5, y'all, but I couldn't help it. And really 2 of them kind of go together, but here are my 6 categories that I'm focusing on this year. We got faith. So faith would be prayer, scripture, and for me, trusting God. Number 2 is my life, wellness, mental health, routines, moving more, paying attention to my blood work, all those things. Being a content creator, so that would be growth, income, and consistency. I have that. And then why I said 2 of them kind of go together, I put career and finances because since I'm exploring this newfound career as a full-time content creator, but I haven't taken off the table finding a company that I might want to work for, maybe a startup or something in a creative space. So I'm not taking that completely off the table. So that is its own category, career and finances. Obviously, stability and having multiple streams of income has always been my jam. So that's 3 and 4. Then 5 is family and just being more present. Because, 2024 and even half of this year was a little stressful. I felt like some of the time I spent with my family, I wasn't like fully, there and engaged. So being more present. And then number 6, they're not last or least, okay, is my daughters. Is just preparing for their future, both of them, if they choose to do college or not, whatever it may be. Like, I want to be that for them, and also just emotional support for them and guidance. So those are my 6 categories. And now we're going to break them down a little bit, because the whole point of this is how we can prepare together in a way where it's organic and natural, and not like you're stressing yourself out, like these vision boards and these plans and resolutions. Like, these are realistic ways to stick to what you have in mind or what you have planned. All right. So let's talk about faith. I've learned that when I invite God into my plans, I feel like I'm moving more in peace and less with anxiety and being overwhelmed. You know what I mean? And I guess that just comes with truly trusting him and utilizing my faith, right? So I feel like I'm in a season of like truly using prayer, not just when I'm stressed, not just when I want him to fix something or whatever, like truly praying over my kids, praying over my plans and my ideas, praying over this newfound season that I'm in. It's a lot of life changes that has occurred for me. Some of you may know, some of you may not, depending on which videos you've watched, but a lot has occurred. This is my 40th year. I have 2 children that are teenagers and older and going into new worlds. My career, I was laid off, just a lot of things, my relationship. So a lot of life changes, and I've really had to lean on my faith, not because it was some, trend. Like, I truly was like, who else can I trust with this? Who else can help me get through this but him? So for me, I really make prayer a daily occurrence. Every morning I pray. I utilize the Bible app. That works for me. I do need to get a physical Bible. I haven't had a physical Bible in a long time. Well, I do have one, but I don't use it because it's big. So I want to get like a little cute one, like a small one. So yes, utilizing prayer for me and praying over my plans and what I'm doing. And again, I feel like having him a part of my day to day and what I'm doing, it just feels better. I don't know another way to explain it. It just does. The guidance from him and the word just feels better. Okay. So ways to not just get prepared, but to stay ready in, through all of the things, right? If it's content creation, if it's a business, if it's your career, if it's life, just juggling all the things for being an adult. Adulting is a scam. Okay. But that's neither here nor there. So some of the tools that I will be using or have already started to implement, and I am so excited to share, and maybe it's a sign we'll have a little collab at some point, but the Notion app has just opened my mind on a way to be organized, right? Because the way it breaks down each element, all your pillars, I just really am glad I gave it a try. I will say it is very much for a very tech savvy person. They do have templates that you can kind of just plug and go, but to really get the best use out of it, like you do have to take your time. And I do feel like the desktop version is a lot easier to like maneuver through. So Notion is my biggest takeaway for 2025, preparing for 2026. And she's that girl. She is that girl. Notion app. You hear me? Notion, where you? Okay, sorry. Okay, the next one is calendar. Like, even my friend meetups and hanging out with my friends, we utilize our calendars. It just helps you stay on time and respect other people's time. Okay, y'all? Like, use your calendar app. Notes, I utilize Notes. My best friend is a big Notes person too. I use the little checklist option. That just helps like day-to-day lists, grocery lists, all of those types of things. I just feel like we spend so much money on these phones and these devices, like utilize all the features. Another one is just having a journal. As y'all see, like I say, in most of my videos or whatever, I normally have paper by me. Not because I can't freely talk, but sometimes I just don't want to forget my notes. I'm 40, y'all. I am 40. Sometimes I be forgetting what I want to say. So I do utilize paper and pencil, okay? And I am a pencil girl. The older that I've gotten, I mean, I still use pen, but it's something about a good pencil, a nice sharpened pencil. Okay, so we have our journal. And then y'all know I am a Canva, CapCut girl. So both of those apps are how I edit, create images, digital, whatever, my media kits, like everything. I utilize those two apps. So, and I use them in Pro. I do pay for them because I see the benefit and it's an investment in my business as a content creator. And then last but not least, and my mom is the queen of phone reminders and alarms, but they do work. Sometimes, I think many of us, especially millennials, we are juggling so many things mentally. And I think, a lot of us have undiagnosed ADHD. I'm gonna just say it. I know nobody wants to talk about it, but I'm gonna just say it. And so I think a lot of us get off task easily. That helps me. So I'll lock in. I'll even put my phone on do not disturb, and I lock in for however much time I need to get whatever said task done. So use your phone. Use your phone. If this season looks anything like yours, I would love for you to stay and grow with me. Let's do this together. Cheers to 2026. Okay. Being intentional with my time and collaborations. Of course, I would love to collab and connect with brands and things like that. But I have to be mindful of what aligns with me, my values, who I am, my core. I can't be aligned with things that may not, show the best light of who I am and have a misrepresentation of who I am. So for me, this year, I do want to focus on collabs, not just with brands, but with other creators. I think it's important, right? However, like I have to be mindful of if our values align. So some of the things I pay attention to are quality over quantity. That's important. The family aspect of it, like even as a brand or even as another creator, like if family isn't centered, maybe even their faith, like it might not be a fit for me. If they're not upbeat, it might not be a fit for me. You know what I mean? Like women empowerment. If you ain't on that, then you ain't for me, right? Okay, so those are the things. But, sometimes I think we just be wanting to take all the opportunities and we not paying attention to discernment, right? Because everything not for you. It's not. And I had to learn that, okay? 40 years in, I had to learn that. Another thing with time and collaborating in general is I don't want to feel overbooked. Like it might sound good to be booked and busy. And in my 20s and 30s, y'all, I was the queen of sleep when you're dead and all of that. No. Sleep when you need to sleep. Rest when you need to rest. Take the opportunities when you can. And sometimes you will say no, or this might not be the right time for me. Or just because everybody's like offering you things like that's the season I'm in right now. And I'm happy and blessed and excited about it. But I have told people like we can set up a Zoom after the new year. I'm not interested in putting anything on the books right now. It's Christmas. Like, and if you know me, I love the holidays and I love spending it with my family. So I do not want to talk business per se. That would require me to have to give a lot of time right now. So this season is really about discernment, not necessarily about a whole bunch of opportunities. Like it's me really being aware of who I surround myself with and who I align myself with. At the core of everything I do as a single mom is for my girls, my daughters, like preparing for their future. And when I say future, it's not just stopping at college. It's knowing that they have my support. I've been blessed to have a mom who supported me well into being a 40-year-old adult. You know what I mean? So like, I want to still be there for them. Like, to me, beyond finances, that's how you build generational wealth, and wealth meaning like the understanding of family and how important it is to be there for each other and to have a village. So like, another huge part of preparing for 2026 is we have a huge year. We have a senior and an 8th grader. Not just about the graduating part, but like just they're in a part of their lives where they're like really in pivotal parts. You know what I mean? Becoming a young adult, be going into high school. So I just want to be very present, very aware, very helpful, guiding, patient. If you know, you know. So, just preparing for that. I'm just preparing my mental, my tissues, because y'all, I be crying, because I'm just like, what? Especially when like Facebook memories and stuff come up, I feel like, how did we get here? But everything that I build or do is for them, and not just for them in the sense like here, but like for them to see that as a woman, as a mom, primarily as a single mom, even though I have my village, like, we did that, okay? Like, you've been on vacations, you've seen me work hard, you see me relax, you know what I mean? You see me get spa treatments, you see me spend time with, my friends, like, you've seen it all. And I think they've been able to see a pretty well-rounded version of a strong Black woman. And when I say strong, I don't mean like I got to do it all. Strong meaning like I'm not afraid to ask for help. Strong meaning like I understand my faith. Strong meaning I know how important family is. That's what I mean when I say a strong Black woman. You know what I'm saying? Also preparing for the financial part of having a senior, okay? And somebody going into college, and if we're going to go the loans and community college, just all of the things. I'm just really trying to wrap my head around like where we could possibly be the end of this year, well, going into next year, the spring and all of that. So preparing my daughters for becoming mini women. Like, what? That's crazy. 2026 isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters and doing it with intention and faith. I'm trusting God that I'm going to stay organized, okay? Stay organized. Protect my peace. Because, y'all, having peace is unexplainable. And keeping my glow. And also consistency. I truly believe that the act of me being consistent here, my health, my attitude, my mental health has really benefited me this second part of the year, this half of the year. So definitely consistency is something that like I'm not going to back up from, and my peace. And if you're preparing for a season like this too, you're not alone. We can do it together. Comment in the chat if you're in a new season, transition season, adjust season, pivot season, because we can do it together, girl. Thanks for watching, and we prepare for 2026 together.